polio from your waist down, and the right side is affected the most. Now, Jesus, we ask that his little limbs be healed and that they shall be restored. Restore them tonight in the name of Christ the Lord.
Earlier this month, the famous con man and expert scam artist Oral Roberts finally died at the age of 91 after having spent a lifetime of fiendishly preying on the weak and the gullible for his own personal gain. Oral was one of the most famous televangelist faith healers of all time, forever making the classic religious con man claim that his miraculous hands could heal any sickness, cure any disease. But of course, his magic Jesus powers would only work if you forked over a large enough sum of cash. And even then, if it still didn't work, well, then it was your fault for not having enough faith. At times, Oral even resorted to telling his radio audience that God was going to kill him, or do some other terrible thing to him if they were unable to donate enough cash by a certain deadline.
He once claimed to raise a child from the dead, and in 1987 he predicted God would bring him home to heaven.
So I'll know when March comes, I won't be taken. I'll get to live.
Implying that if they didn't give him enough money, God was going to kill him and it was going to be their fault. On one specific occasion, Roberts claimed that the amount needed for God to spare his life was a whopping $8 million in donations. You can bet that Roberts got his money. Oral hit his peak during the early part of the 1980s and was reportedly raking in over $110 million a year in swindled and extorted cash. This man dedicated his life to using people's faith in God to cheat them out of everything they had. He was the very definition of a cancerous, parasitic scumbag who used his religion like a protective shield, and the faith of his followers like a poisonous weapon. And for those of us who may be thankful that he's gone, be aware, Oral wasn't planning for a permanent departure.
Someone said, Brother Roberts, how do you know that there is a God, that he can do all these things? I just know that I know, 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 that I know. That's how I know. I just know that I know, that I know, that I know, that I know that there is a God.